My name's Martin Welsh. I'm a full-time painter, and lately I've been doing a series of portraits. And I'm really trying to not just capture a likeness to the person, but I'm trying to get a bit of their essence and a bit of their character and try and put that down on canvas. My next sitter is the scourge of all con men in New Zealand. It's TV's fairgo presenter, Kevin Milne. Hopefully we'll get to know a little bit more about the man with the famous face, and yeah, it should be good sitting. Good face to paint, good face.
Hello, Marty.
Hey, Kevin, how are you? Pleased to meet you.
Excellent. Very nice to meet you
right?
too. Yeah, been good.
Come through. So, I'm just going to get a base colour set up. Did you do an OE at all?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Went over to Britain when I was about 23.
Yeah.
It was one of the greatest times of my life, actually. 4 or 5 years in London, about a year in America. I started off as a clerk and then became a plumber's mate.
A plumber's mate? No
and
qualification?
That was great. I used to operate a machine called the, what the hell was it? It used to unblock people's toilets. But then I got a job at the BBC, same sort of thing really, digging up, digging up shit. But in the end, I ended up working for the Iranian oil company. It was when the Shah was still around. And with the added extra of one day sitting in there and this gorgeous woman walked in through the door, and I looked at her and she was apologising for being late. She'd been to the dentist, and eventually I married her. I can remember the image, everything about those few seconds.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Even though it would have been 2 or 3 years later before we got married. So,
oh, that's
yeah,
amazing
fantastic.
that you've got such clarity about that instant. As a painter, what I'm trying to really achieve from the interviews is information about them that I can portray on the canvas. When he's remembering a certain memory, he has a tiny crook at the right-hand side of his mouth, which is just magic. You won't be able to get that from a photograph or sort of a sketch, so if you can do it then and there in a live painting, it just makes the painting come alive. Were your family supportive of you and your choice in journalism?
I think so. They were. My father had died by this stage, but my mother was kind of keen that I took a good solid job. I'd actually done banking a bit, but I was hopeless at it.
How old were you when your father passed, if I can ask?
He died on my 15th birthday.
On your 15th birthday?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
tragedy.
I was quite young.
Was he young?
He was 55. And,
that is young, isn't it?
And died, yeah, it was very young, and died very suddenly on the way home from work of a heart attack. So I had a fantastically supporting family, and my mother was a really immensely strong person, and she carried me through. And I think if you get through some tragedies like that, it gives you a lot of confidence to face the rest of your life, because you know things can't get that worse or that bad again. And that was kind of helpful. I think it also shows you, with the sudden loss of my brother, who was a brilliant guy. He had won a competition called the Young Mr. New Zealand competition.
Young Mr. New Zealand.
Yeah, he was considered the brightest young man in the country.
Our best hope.
And he got this huge prize, which included a trip around the world, a year at an American university, and he was over at the university at the time he was killed in a car crash in '66, only 2 years later.
Oh.
So it also drove home to me that, brilliance can end just like that, and to celebrate brilliance when you see it around you, when you see nice people.
Don't let it pass.
No,
never let it pass. You've got 3 sons,
yeah,
and then there is quite a quite obvious age gap between the little girl. So how does having a young 6-year-old?
Yeah, 6-year-old.
How does a young at heart Kevin Milne deal with a young daughter?
Well, it's an absolute privilege. I've come to the conclusion, and this has really only come to me since I had our little girl, that human beings at their perfect stage the day they're born, and then we all slowly deteriorate.
We all have
and so
the world has that effect on them that just ruins them.
Babies even smell of heaven when they're born,
Yeah.
And so I just think it's such a pleasure to be close to them, and you can learn from littlies, I think there's a terrific amount they offer. They teach you sincerity, and they teach you honesty, and they teach you an appreciation of life. How, they really enthuse over the smallest things. And I've really taken that on board with our last little baby.
They find pleasure in little things that we should all never forget that lesson.
I suppose I sort of realised that earlier on, but it's taken for me to get quite old before I actually really enjoy the youth, the little kids.
It was Picasso that said that he always strived to paint like a child because he had his imagination wasn't constricted by rules that an art teacher had imposed on him.
One of the problems I think with schools really is that I don't know that they teach art very well. If you're no good at actually if you're no good at actually copying the scene in front of you, you're considered no good. I mean, but if you're going to be another Colin McCann, would that ever be recognised? I don't know. I rather doubt that. I know that Tommy has done pictures at school that I think are fabulous. In fact, talking of McCann, his agent way back was a guy called Peter McLeavy, and I remember being in his gallery one day and opened up my briefcase to get something, and he spotted some paintings that my little girl had done when she was about 4. And they were just naive pictures of what she saw in front of her. And Peter grabbed them and he said, "What wonderful pictures." He said, "Don't lose those, because very soon your little girl's going to start doing pictures the way they're supposed to be done."
Yeah.
But this is how she really sees the world.
Yeah. I love listening to people's stories. When he was talking about his daughter, his face did light up. You can't capture that at a later date through looking through a photo. So from the live sitting, it's fantastic. That's about it at the moment. I'm really happy how it's turning out. We'll show you in about 10 days' time.
Yeah.
Hopefully how it comes out. And
should I look forward to this?
I hope you'll look forward to it. Kevin.
Well,
how are you?
Yes. Well, I don't know how I feel really. I may be a little nervous. Not so much nervous as kind of interested in just how this is going to work out over the next few minutes.
So what I'm going to get you to do is I'm just going to get you to turn around. We'll just take a few steps over here.
All right.
I'll go back to the easel. We'll turn around and then I'll come back.
All right.
Give you a tap and then...
Is this it?
This is it. Not long.
Yes. Good.
Turn around.
It's very, very like me, isn't it? Unbelievably like me. That's a hell of a good painting.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is a hell of a good painting.
See, I'm quite interested because your hand's gone up to the chin. Is that a defensive?
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
Let me take it away.
No, it's just like that's a bit close.
Yeah.
Is that a bit close to my liking?
Yeah.
Or?
I think it's an exceptionally good painting. I mean, I don't necessarily like myself in it, but that's not the point, is it?
I understand exactly what you're saying, so don't hurt my feelings.
No, I think it's amazing, actually. You are a more amazing painter than I thought you were.
Oh, we'll come up and have a bit of a closer look.
Yeah.
And you can see a bit of the detail that's involved, and I mean, you can still see, you can see the pencil through there.
Marty, I knew you'd be good, but I actually think this is actually quite a lot better than I expected this painting to be. I don't know why I say that, but I think it is exceptionally good, and
thank you.
I want to say congratulations.
It was a pleasure. It really was a pleasure.
You are an amazing artist.